and the plug into the camera up here, and then we'll get a plan together.
You're not going to need that camera once the game's...
No, as soon as it's over, you shut yours down, I'll go on his.
How's Flood City Elite on their pitching?
I have no idea.
I'm not real sure. I'll tell you what, for every division of Flood City Elite, they're, even their B divisions are good.
Well,
You know Randy Mazie,
yeah,
WVU's coach?
Mhm.
His son plays for Flood City.
really.
He plays in the, I think he moved up to what, 13 you all? So they're very well funded too.
That helps out.
Where are they out of again?
Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Altoona. What the guy told me. The guy has a kid on the team, so.
How far is Altoona from Pittsburgh? Like close, isn't it? In like a suburb?
seems like it.
I don't know. I know they practice some in Johnstown, is what he said.
Well, actually, Altoona's like in between Pittsburgh and Harrisburg. So Pittsburgh's here, Harrisburg's there.
Yeah.
So it's actually closer to Penn State, like State College.
That's where the guy's from. Let's see, the Cougs are the Brumfield open team, and I want Flood City Elite.
Guys, let's get to the other fields.
Appreciate you, man.
Be careful. Yeah, I'll just get the lineups as I go along. Welcome back, everybody, as we are here now for the championship game of the 16 and under Battle of the Bats Championship. Chris Kidd with you as the first pitch in, and we are underway as that is in for a strike. As it'll be the Ohio Elite Brumfield team as the designated visiting team. And the first pitch to Baker, second pitch to Baker, ripped into right center field, and that's going to get into the gap and toward the wall. Cut off finally out there, but bobbled around, and Baker's going to round second. He's going to end up at third with a leadoff triple. What a way to start things out for the Brumfield Ball Club. As a triple off of Martin to get things going. And this Brumfield club riding a wave of confidence after that come-from-behind victory just moments ago against the Ohio Elite Cougs team. Now this one ripped into left center field by Obi, and that's going to get to the wall. That's going to score Baker easily. Obi rounds second, digs for third, and he'll be in with a triple as well. Back-to-back triples to get this game started. And already Flood City in a lot of trouble right out of the gate in this title game, as Obi, who was absolutely scorching hot in the last game with 2 doubles and a single and 2 RBIs, now picks up another RBI here. Now the batter will be Martin. Facing Martin. This one chopped foul towards third. Again, they moved Obi up in the lineup, had him batting fifth. They move him up to second now in this game, knowing what a hot bat he had. And it pays dividends right away. A swing and a miss. Martin gets down 2 strikes now. Now this one hit back up the middle. What a grab out at second base. Throwing over to third, trying to double up his man, but none doing. And Martin robbed of an RBI and robbed of a hit that time out at second base. Unfortunately, we didn't get a As we look at it here, another great grab as Blau able to come up with that. And there's a big out right there as Blau comes up with that grab. That pitch misses low as now Sheridan stands in. Sheridan had 2 RBI singles in the last game. Batting in the cleanup spot. This one fouled right back into the screen. Got Tim a little bothered on that foul back that time. I think he just saw it through his lens. There's a gate there. We're okay, Tim. Now, it's been a long day for Tim, a long couple days for Tim, so I don't doubt a little bit weariness coming in as that one fouled straight back and out of play. Now Martin looking for the second out of this inning here and just missed outside with that fastball. It's Janillo behind the dish to start off this game. He was replaced by Ben Ryan in the last game as that one fouled off towards the right side. That was just a little bit of a change in the lineup. Now Martin readies himself. Here comes the pitch. Curveball chopped towards short. Going to be a tough play. Cooper Ryan up with it. Runner will score, and Ryan able to throw the runner out at first. Another tremendous play by Cooper Ryan. We saw him make quite a couple of defensive web gems in the semifinal game against Kaiser earlier today. And able to pick up the second out of the inning, but Sheridan gets the RBI on the ground out. So the 2 back-to-back triples both lead to runs to start off this game. I should say it's Nagy that's behind home plate to start this game off. There's Janillo over at first base. This one slow roller towards second base. Blau up with it. Fires over in time, and that'll be out number 3 as he's able to get it to Janillo in time. But the doubles by Baker and Obi open up a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first inning for the Ohio Elite Brumfield squad. We'll be back after this break as you're watching here from Clarksburg, West Virginia, the Battle of the Bats finals in the 16 and under division right here live on Video Productions. 2-0, Ohio Elite leads Flood City here in the championship game of the 16 and under division. As Luke Rayho will stand in to start things off. Chris Kidd with you, with Butch Mounts, our engineer. As that pitch misses low for ball one. It's Tim Roy and Colin Heatherly, our cameramen for today's broadcast. That one in for a strike to Rayho. 1-2 now the count. And Rayho, the left fielder, the semifinal. He was 0 for 3 with all 3 groundouts to second base in that game. Now he hits one towards short on this occasion. Fielded cleanly, fire over to first in time for out number 1. It's a nice glove by Wiley that time, able to fire over to Jackson. So that'll be the 4th ground out of the day for Rayho, first of this game. Now that'll bring up Greninger. Greninger was batting near the bottom of the lineup in the first game today. They've moved him up to the number 2 spot here for this contest. He takes that one low. 1-1 the count. He pops this one up sky high on the infield, backing up on it and dropped by the pitcher. And that could be a costly error right there. Again, that sun right over top right now. As Obi was right there for it, but just could not squeeze it. So Greninger reaches on the error. And that'll bring up Ethan Janillo. I should say Janidlo, apologize, as Janidlo over at first base here today. Had the game-winning RBI double in the semifinal against Kaiser with a score 1-1. And 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Was able to rip one into left center field, a diving attempt made by Kaiser to try and keep that ball from getting to the wall, but it got by anyway and allowed Cooper Ryan to score from first to win the ball game. As Janidlo takes a big rip at that one, but comes up empty. 0-2 the count. Snap throw over to first to check on Greninger. He's still there. That pitch misses low, and a nice stop by Melvin, the catcher. Now the runner goes on the pitch. Melvin's throw is going to be high and off the mark as Greninger gets in with a stolen base. Now runner in scoring position for Flood City. Trying to get one of the runs back they lost in the top of the first inning. That pitch misses high and outside. So the count runs full now to Janidlo, trying to see if he can drive in this run from second base, and now Obi and everyone steps off. This one fouled out of play as well. So another 3-2 pitch upcoming as Obi climbs back on the rubber. That'll be ball 4 inside. So we've seen mistakes be compounded on today whenever they've been made by one club, as the other has been able to capitalize. And now after that drop pop up on the infield, that would have been 2 outs in the inning. Now all of a sudden you've got first and second with 1 out. Now this one hit back up the middle. Looks like it hopped off of Obi. Struggling with it as second was Blau, and everyone's going to be safe. Ben Ryan able to reach. That ball was just sharply hit, took a funny looking hop. And then Blau struggled to come up with it. Or excuse me, Collins rather out at second base struggled to come up with it. So that'll be an infield hit, it would appear. Collins could have came up with that. They might have been able to get the out at second base. But now you get Alec Frovel coming to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. Frovel didn't take an at-bat in the last game as he was pitching through a tremendous game with 6 innings of work against Kaiser, giving up just 4 hits and 1 run in the contest. Now trying to see if he can supply some run support. Swing and a miss on that one. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. It's Frovel, one of the designated hitters in this lineup. Now Obi will step off. That one foul tipped off the glove of the catcher Melvin. Now the count evens up at 2-2. Big at bat here. Obi comes ready. Swung on and blasted down the left field line, but that's going to hook out of play. We'll come back and do the 3-2 once again. This one chopped foul towards third base side. So Frovel keeping himself alive in this at bat. Get an inning that looked like it started kind of innocently with a ground out and what could have been a pop out. Now is stretched into bases loaded and 1 away. And that one looked like it hit Frovel. Let's see if it did or if it was the bat. The home plate umpire may be trying to confer with the second base umpire here. Don't know if that went off the bat or off the hand of Frovel. Yeah, it looks like they're going to say foul ball, so that'd be a break for Obi and the Ohio Elite squad. If not, that would have hit his hand and that would have been a run scored. Now another foul ball by Frovel. So he continues to make life difficult here on Obi. Now here comes another 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 low, or actually ball 3 low, excuse me. That curveball misses from Obi. Now the count runs full. So a big opportunity for Flood City to not just get the runs back that they lost, but get them back and then some. And now the umpire says it's 3-2. I thought we had a 3-2 count just a moment ago. That pitch missed just low. So now the count runs full. This time I promise. Here comes payoff pitch. This one hit high in the air down the left field side. It's going to be foul. Will the left fielder be able to get there? Yes, he will. What a grab by Nagel as the runner tags up from third and scores. As Greninger will cross for the first run of the game. But a great play out in left field by Nagel in order to run into foul territory and snag that. So that'll put runners still at first and second with 2 outs now. And Braden Kormanich will come to the plate, one of the extra hitters in this lineup. First pitch from Obi misses low. And this is our final game of the day. Starting at about 10:45 this morning, and now we've reached the final 2. That one catches the outside corner, 1-1. Kormanich was 0 for 2 in the game against Kaiser earlier today. That one misses outside, 2-1. He popped out to second and hit into a fielder's choice in his 2 at-bats. This one ripped into right center field, and that's going to get in the gap. That's going to score 1 run as Janidlo were around third to score. They're going to round the other runner in. Here comes the throw, and it's not going to be in time. And Flood City has come back and taken a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. As we said, the error earlier this inning on the drop pop-up on the infield gave Flood City life in this inning, and now they've come back and taken the lead. As Connor Blau will come to the dish. The runner in scoring position as that pitch misses outside, 1-0. Blau had a single left field and flew out to left field in the semifinal against Kaiser. This one hit high in the air to left field, coming on, sinking fast, but making the grab is Nagel for out number 3 to put an end to the bottom of the first. But 2 hits and an RBI double by Braden Kormanich gives the Flood City Elite squad a 3-2 lead as we head to the top of the second. Back after this as you're watching the championship game of the Battle of the Bats tournament right here on Video Productions. Top of the second inning we head, 3-2 the lead for Flood City. Chris Kidd with you as Martin on the mound. going to work for his second inning of work as Hunter Martin gave up back-to-back triples to start out the ball game, but settled down after that. There's a slow tapper. Going to be a tough play for Ben Ryan, and they're not going to get him over at first base as Nagel able to beat it out for an infield hit. We've seen quite a few of those today. So that'll bring up Jackson. Jackson had a couple of hard hit balls in the first game, just got robbed a few times. Now that pitch gets away from Nagy, and that'll allow the runner to move over to second. So Nagel in scoring position to try and tie this game up. Martin looks out at second base. Now comes set to Jackson and misses outside. So that's going to draw a visit now from Nagy. And you got to figure that both these clubs may be a little bit at the edge of their pitching staffs right now, so I'm not sure how experienced Martin or Obi are in these situations. It could just come down to who's able to get through this game with most limited damage right now at the plate. That one catches the outside corner. But we have seen that walks have been deadly today on both sides. As that one chopped foul towards third base side. Martin still looking for the first out here in the top of the second inning. Jackson foul tips it away, and that'll even up the count at 2-2. Again, the Kaiser and Flood City game earlier was probably the most entertaining game we've had of the tournament thus far. Again, only 3 strikeouts between both teams in the entire contest as balls are being put in play all over the place. Quick attacks on a lot of the pitches, but the pitchers were still winning the battle. It ended in a 2-1 game. Now this game, though, starting to resemble a little bit more of the second contest, which was a little bit more methodical between Ohio Elite and Ohio Elite. Again, one out of Brumfield and one the Krubs. But in a dramatic fashion as well with an 8-6 win for Brumfield. Strike 3 called on the outside corner to retire Jackson for the first out of the inning. And the first strikeout of the game for Martin. As that will bring up Melvin, the catcher for Ohio Elite. He didn't bat in the last game as this one popped towards the right side, floating and gets out of play. So Melvin getting his first at bat of the day now. Again, both lineups have changed over a little bit since the first game. Martin gets Melvin to chase that one outside, and he gets ahead of him 0-2. Getting the leadoff infield single and then the passed ball, putting Nagel out at second base. Martin looking for back-to-back strikeouts here. Nice stop in the dirt by Nagy. That one misses. 2-2 the count. Again, Martin thought he might have had him on the last pitch, but now Melvin inches back in. As he crowds the dish. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. This time he gets him chasing on a breaking ball, and that'll be strikeout number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Martin. And that'll bring up Collins. Collins also didn't get an at-bat in the first game. Trying to see if he can tie this game up with a hit here with runner out at second base. Breaking ball misses, 1-0. Martin gets the sign that he wants from Nagy. He takes a look out at second. Here comes the 1-0. That one misses outside as well, 2-0. And it seems like Martin's strategy is trying to stay away as much as possible from these Brumfield hitters. Again, most of the pitches he's missed have been on the outside corner. So he hasn't really challenged on the inner half thus far, and there's another one missing outside. Like we said, we saw this at the beginning of the second game where both pitchers struggled with their control. Thus far, not a walk issue by Martin. And only one on the other side, but we have seen quite a few falling from behind. Now with a 3-0 count here. Against the number 9 hitter in the batting order for Brumfield. Could face Easton, the number 10 hitter next. And that'll be ball 4 low. So a 4-pitch walk to Collins. We'll now bring up Easton. After this, it'll cycle back to the top of the order. And after what Baker and Obi did to him back in the first inning, I'd say the last thing Martin wants is to see either one of them with runners on base in this scenario. Swing and a miss on that curveball, 0-1. I haven't seen a whole lot of fastballs out of Martin thus far. But he does get ahead of Easton here as the right fielder for Brumfield climbs back in. There's a nice breaking pitch, lands in for a strike, and he gets ahead 0-2. Now we'll see if he challenges off the plate here and see if he can get Easton to chase. And it's been the location he's been trying to go to a lot whenever he's been in this spot. Well, let's see if he comes right back after him. Does come after him. That'll be a slow roller towards second, fielded there. Throw over to second, and just in time. Dangerous play there, but Blau able to connect with Cooper Ryan in time for the third out of the inning. And despite the leadoff hit, no damage done for Flood City as they come to bat now on the bottom of the second inning. 3-2 your score in favor of Flood City. We'll be back after this as you're watching the finals of the Battle for the Bats tournament right here on Video Productions. Okay. Bottom of the second inning we head as Flood City coming to bat, leading at 3-2. Chris Kidd here with you. Tim Roy, our engineer and camera person, along with Colin Heatherly. And Butch Mounts is around the ground somewhere, looking to buddy up for some people for this championship ball game. As Flood City, after plating 3 runs in the first inning, they send up Cooper Ryan, the shortstop. It'll be Ryan Nagy, followed by Tariq Moore. This one lifted in the air to the right side, seeing if it's playable. Jackson ranging over and had some room, but just couldn't locate it. May have lost it in the sun over on the far side. So a break for Cooper Ryan. As Ryan was 0 for 2 in the first game, he grounded out to shortstop twice and walked in his 3 plate appearances against Kaiser. As Obi misses outside with that breaking pitch. Again, Obi and Martin seem like they're laboring already on the mound here in the second inning. But again, it's been a long couple of days on both sides, and the heat's starting to dissipate now. It's still being felt, and obviously it's a little bit harder to see with the shadows creeping across both sides right now, as this one lifted foul and out of play by Ryan. So the count runs full to the Flood City shortstop. Obi shakes off one sign from Melvin, and that misses high. Now it'll be a 3-2 count. Again, both pitchers have gone deep in the count. It seems like nearly every batter thus far haven't been really any quick outs. And that one rocketed back up the middle. And what a stop by Obi's left shoe. And he throws it over to Jackson in time for out number 1. And it's Cooper Ryan. Just got about as robbed as you can get. And Obi perhaps feeling that after he took a bean shot right off of his foot that time and was still able to get it up, fire over to first in time for the out. Now your concern is if he's able to continue here after taking a rocket right back up the middle off of it. Is a great reflex move by Obi. If not, that was going to be a base hit to center field, but could this be a very costly out that they just had? They're kind of testing out his foot right now. One of their teammates getting down, trying to see if he could feel the pain whenever he kind of pressed on it. Obi's still walking it off right now. It'll be interesting to see if they stay with him or if they bring in a relief pitcher, as he doesn't have his glove in his hand at the moment. So now one of his teammates retrieves it for him, and it appears Obi will continue on here. That's one of those stingers, though, you feel for a few minutes. I think they're going to let him take a couple of warm-up pitches again just to make sure he's okay and he can push off on his foot. Still kind of shaking it off right now, but again, the foot that it hit him on is the one that he lands with once he's following through on the mound. But it appears that he's okay enough to continue. And he'll face Ryan Nagy now, the opposing catcher. Nagy was 0 for 1 in the first game against Kaiser, grounded out back to the pitcher and walked in his 2 plate appearances. Nobody on him, 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch misses high with a fastball. So both teams being very patient on the mound right now. Or at the plate, rather, I should say, as Obi misses low 2-0. And right now, Martin and Obi continue to fall behind batters. Been a lot of pitches thrown in these first 2 innings from these 2 hurlers. This one ripped into center field, and that one's going to land in for a hit. So Ryan Nagy with a 1-out single to center field. And now the batter will be Tariq Moore. Moore had an RBI single against Kaiser earlier today and then popped out to second base in his other plate appearance. Ironically enough, that was another ball that Moore hit back up the middle that ricocheted off the pitcher and over towards third base that allowed everyone to reach safely and score that run, which were few and far between in that game against Kaiser. As Obi hits the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. That would be a quick throw over to first. Again, not much of a lead over there at first for Nagy that time. That one misses outside, 1-1. Obi continues to check on Nagy over at first, but then again, doesn't really have much of a lead over at first, but he keeps checking on him. Again, maybe just trying to buy a little time and test out that foot a little bit more. But Nagy's not much more than about 4 steps off the bag. Swing and a miss as he got more to chase, as one out of the zone that time. Counting out a 1 ball and 2 strikes. And again, he throws over to first, but again, Nagy not really that far off the bag. Now here he comes again with a 1-2 pitch to Moore. As Moore fouls it out of play to the right. And a 1-out single by Ryan Nagy as he stands over at first base. Curveball swung on a miss, strike 3. That's the first strikeout for Obi in this contest. Now that'll bring up Mason File. It's File, the 11th hitter in this lineup. Flood City has 12 in all in their lineup, as Hunter Forcellini will be the last one as that fastball misses high, 1-0. There's a nice breaking pitch, hits the outside corner as that evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. That's File out in right field in this game. 3-2 lead for Flood City in the bottom of the second inning. That one misses outside. Now they throw down to first. Able to get back again is Nagy. Again, all the runs scored in the first inning. 2 by Ohio Elite in the top of the first, and then 3 from Flood City in the bottom of the first. Again, he checks on Nagy over at first. This one hit towards short. Slow roller, fielded over there by Wiley. He'll fire over to Collins at second in time for the force out. And that will retire Flood City here in the bottom of the second inning. So 1 hit, but no runs scored. We head to the top of the third. Still a 3-2 lead for Flood City. You were watching the championship game of the Battle of the Bats tournament right here live on Video Production. Start at the top of the third inning here in the championship game of the Battle of the Bats tournament. Chris Kidd with you. Tim Roy and Colin Heatherly, our cameraman. Butch Mounts, our engineer. As Martin goes back to work here and quickly falls behind 2-0 to Baker. As we said, Obie and Martin have had their struggles getting ahead of batters in this game. Both able to put up a 0 in the last inning. But they both had to work out of some trouble. Now Baker rips one into left center field again as he tripled his first time up. This time he'll single to lead off this inning. It was those back-to-back triples that started this game for Ohio Elite Brumfield. That later opened up that 2-0 lead. Since then, haven't been able to produce a ton of hits in offense, but now Baker sets up Obie, who also had a triple his first time up, a RBI triple that scored Baker, and then Obie was able to score on an RBI ground out from Sheridan. Nice block by Nagy as it got low in the dirt with that curve ball. Martin takes a look over at first. Baker gets out to a decent lead. Now Obie will rip it into right field. So Baker goes to left, Obie goes to right. And once again, Baker and Obie team up for back-to-back hits. That'll set up Martin now with first and second and nobody out. And they will courtesy run for Obie here. It'll be Stratton that'll come on to run, and Stratton had that brilliant job in relief in the last game that allowed Ohio Elite Brumfield to come from behind and beat Ohio Elite Krug 8-6. So he held them to just one run after the first inning when he came in. Once again, a pitch misses low and away, and a nice stop by Nagy again. Martin lined out to second base his first time up as he was robbed of a hit by Blau. That one misses outside. Again, just like Obie, he's missing most of his pitches well on the outer half right now. This one hit towards third, and it gets through into left field. They're going to wave Baker around. Rejo comes up with it. The throw to the plate, not going to be in time. Throw over to third, and they're going to get Stratton as he tried to dig into third. But got gunned down by Nagy. Heads up play by him. Again, it was a close play at the plate, but Nagy, realizing he was going to be late with the tag, came up with the ball and was able to cut down the lead runner and pick up the first out of the inning. But an RBI hit for Martin ties this game up at 3 apiece. Martin, that'll be a single for him. He'll move out to second base on the throw home and the throw to third. So still a runner in scoring position here for Brumfield as Sheridan comes in at the cleanup spot. Again, had a ground out RBI to shortstop his last time up. That pitch misses and gets away, and that's going to allow Martin to scoot over to third base. Again, Nagy's been digging a lot of these balls out that have skipped into him, but that time just ricocheted off to the left. So now the potential go-ahead run stands at third base for Brumfield here in the top of the third. Fastball misses outside, and Martin falls behind 2-0. So they turn Sheridan loose on that 2-0 fastball. He comes up empty. As we said, every at-bat seems like it's gone deep in the count. I haven't seen a ton of First pitch swings here as Martin and Obi trying to see if they can navigate the strike zone as this one lifted into right field, drifting toward the line and making the grab is File. Here comes Martin to the plate. He'll score as he slides in. And Ohio Elite has retaken the lead here in the top of the third inning at 4-3 on the RBI sac fly from Sheridan. So that will clear the bases, and Hildebrand will stand in. He grounded out to second base to end the first inning. Martin misses outside, 1-0. This one hit between third and short, and that's going to get through. As even if Cooper Ryan would have been able to field that cleanly, I don't think he would have had a play on it over at first base. We saw him make a backhanded play like that earlier today, but Hildebrand with a lot of speed down that base path, so he's able to keep the inning going. That'll bring Nagel back to the plate. He led off the second inning with an infield single. They throw over to first. It's Hildebrand able to get back easily. Hildebrand gets out to a pretty solid lead. I wouldn't be surprised to see him going on the first opportunity. That curveball comes in for a strike to Nagel. And Hildebrand with those long strides out there. I'd say you'll see him going at some point in this at bat unless Nagel puts it in play first, and there he goes, and Nagel rips it into left field, sinking, but coming on is Rejo. Judged that well and able to make the grab for out number 3. So despite getting the third out, 2 runs plate for Ohio Elite Brumfield as Baker and Obi come through again, and then Martin with an RBI single and a sac fly RBI for Sheridan gives Ohio Elite a 4-3 edge as we go to the bottom of the third. Back after this as you are watching the Battle for the Bats Championship game with us right here live on Video Productions. Hunter Forcellini will lead things off this inning for Flood City as they trail it now 4-3 in the bottom of the third. Chris Kidd with you as we are in the championship game between Flood City and Ohio Elite Brumfield. As Obie misses and the count now quickly to 2-0. As we said, Martin and Obie continue to fall behind batters in these at-bats. Now 3-0 to Forcellini, and things will go back to the top of the order for Flood City after this. And there's a 4-pitch walk to Forcellini to start out the bottom of the third. So that'll bring up Luke Raho. Raho grounded out to shortstop in the bottom of the first inning. As Forcellini gets his lead at first, quick throw over to first, not in time. That fastball in for a strike. So he gets that at Raho, 0-1. First strike of the inning for Obie. That one in for a strike as well as he gets Raho looking. So an 0-2 count now to the Flood City left fielder. Obie will step off and Raho will step out. Raho lays off with that pitch just off the plate. Getting a good pitch there by Obie. Just couldn't get Raho to commit to it. Throw over to first, dangerous throw, but Jackson able to dig it out. Forcellini gets back out to his lead at first. Curveball fouled off as Raho just nicked it. The count remains 1-2. Raho still looking for his first hit today. Again, he's grounded out in all 4 of his plate appearances in the first game and now this game. Got another check over at first. Again, these pitchers have been very worried about the runners at first. In this game, we had quite a few throwovers thus far on both ends. This one ripped back up the middle by Raho, and that's into center field for a hit. So first and second now for Flood City. Here in the bottom of the third, and still nobody out, as Kevin Greninger will step into the batter's box. He reached on an error back in the first inning. Again, it was a pop-up in the air to Obie, and may have lost it in what was in the sun that was pretty prominent on the field at that moment. And it opened up the floodgates for Flood City. So they scored 3 runs after that to take the lead, now trailing 4-3. Again, 1-0 the count. His first pitch missed to Greninger as he pulled back his bunt attempt. And that time he couldn't get it down. Count 1-1. So trying to play a little small ball here, see if they can move the runner over and give Janidlo a couple RBI opportunities with runners at second and third if Greninger can get this down. See if he still attempts. He does. This one high bunt over towards third, fielded over there. Tough play, throw over to first, and in time as Martin able to get it over there and retire the first out of the inning. As covering on that was Collins over at first base, and a nice stretch by him. So one out now, and runners at second and third for Flood City, and that'll bring up Ethan Janidlo. He walked in the first inning. And said at the game-winning RBI double in the semifinals. There's a nice curveball, drops in for Obi. Another breaking ball, that one misses. It's a good stop by Melvin. Obi misses with a fastball, 2-1. Haven't seen many fastballs out of he or Martin thus far. That time he tried to rear back for one, but overthrew it. So a 2-1 pitch coming to Janidlo. That misses outside with a fastball, now 3-1. Like we said, not very many quick at bats in this game, as the batter's been very patient as Martin and Obi continue to try and find the zone, and this time he found too much of the zone as Janidlo rips it into left center field. That's going to plate both runs, and Janidlo, just as he did in the semifinal, an RBI double, gives Flood City the lead back here in the bottom of the third inning as he scores two. So 5-4 now in favor of Flood City. And the sac bunt pays off for the Flood City Elite squad. So they're going to check and see if the runner stepped on third or not and challenge that, but they say safe. So I'm not sure if they thought that Rayho or File may have missed the bag. Or excuse me, Rayho or the courtesy runner that time. Now the first pitch to Ryan, chopped foul off the end of the bat. Ryan singled on the infield his first time up. That curveball misses outside and skips in. That one misses just off the plate, so the count now to 2-1. It's Ryan looking for something he can drive here in this cleanup spot with a runner in scoring position. That one misses low, 3-1. The pitch counts for both these pitchers has to be getting quite high already. Only 3 innings deep into this game, but both have labored for long half innings each time out. This one hits sky high into right field as Easton backs up on it. He'll camp under it and make the grab for out number 2, as great throw into third base that time as Janidlo faked as if he were going to tag up. But they'll hold him now at second base, and that'll bring up Alec Frovel. Frovel had RBI sac fly to left field back in the first inning. And a long at bat between these two. Frovel fouled off several 2-strike pitches. Was finally able to drive the run in. He takes a first pitch, curveball for a strike, 0-1. That one misses low, evidently. 1-1 the count. Start to wonder if Obi and Martin on the other end maybe start to pick up on it. Seems like both sides not coming up looking to swing at the first pitch. Maybe try and get ahead in the count by just getting in a fastball or getting in a curveball that you trust at that point, as both sides trying to see if Obi or Martin's control will be there in that at bat. Count now to 2-1. And again, stepping off here. Runner fakes like he's going, and Obi overthrows and misses on a fastball. 3-1. He's definitely been able to hit the zone more with his curveball in this game. Right there, misses low, and ball 4. That's now the second walk given up this inning by Obi, and the third walk he's issued in the game as Braden Cormanich climbs in. Cormanich had a 2 RBI double in the first inning. So he'll take a fastball for a strike, 0-1. That one misses high and outside. 1-1 evens up the count. And 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 runs already in for Flood City. This one lifted towards the right side, but looks like it'll get away as Jackson still giving chase. And wow, he made the catch over in foul ground. I didn't think he had enough real estate to be able to track that ball down, but a big third out for Ohio Elite to keep further damage done. And we'll head to the top of the 4th inning with Flood City leading it 5-4 as you're watching the Battle for the Bats championship game with us right here on Video Productions. Top of the 4th inning we move. 5-4 in favor of Flood City. Chris Kidd here with you. Tim Roy and Colin Heatherly, our cameramen, with Butch Mounts, our engineer. As Jackson will lead things off. He struck out in the 2nd inning. And now he'll face Ben Ryan, who's come on to pitch, as Hunter Martin will take over at third base. Again, Martin fought through 3 tough innings of work. Handled everybody pretty well, minus top of the order. for this Brumfield squad. And now Ben Ryan falls behind 2-0. And as we said, that was kind of the story for Martin and still is for Obi at the moment. It's falling behind batters as Jackson hits one hard to third. What a stop by Martin. Can he throw him out? Yes, he can. What a play by Hunter Martin over at third base. That ball was an in-between hop as he was going to the ground and was able to dive and come up with it and still had the time to get up and throw Jackson out. That was just a tremendous play over at third by him. So one away now here in the top of the fourth inning as Melvin will come up. Melvin struck out against Hunter Martin his first time up as Ryan misses high with a fastball, 1-0. This one a nubber towards first base side, fielded there by Janidlo. He'll race over to the bag and step on it for out number 2. So 2 quick outs to start things off here in the top of the fourth inning, and now you get Collins climbing in. A quick half inning is what both these teams need at the moment on the defensive side. We haven't had a 1-2-3 inning yet on either side as that one misses inside. Collins walked back in the second inning. See here on our instant replay. And this will be the play by Hunter Martin just a moment ago. Again, look at that. I mean, that's a big league play right there by Martin. You don't see that all the time in MLB footage, and right there he made a tremendous play in order to get the second out of this, or first out of this inning, and that one misses wildly from Ryan. As he falls behind 3-0 against Collins. So as we said, there hasn't been a 1-2-3 half inning yet. It's been about the closest we've come, but now Ryan behind 3-0 to Collins and a 4-pitch walk. Or actually, no, they said one of those was a strike. I must have missed it. Again, the home plate umpire's right hand is right where one of the pole gates are, and he's been kind of raising it and just clenching his fist, and I must have missed it whenever I was looking in, but there's ball 4. So still not a 1-2-3 inning on either side here tonight, as that'll bring up Easton. As Ohio Elite trying to mount a 2-out rally here in the top of the fourth inning. We'll see if they have Collins going at any point in this at bat as Ryan delivers, and this one fouled out of play. As Easton 0 for 1, hitting to a fielder's choice his first time up. He's grounded to second, and they threw Collins out going to second base. That ended the second inning. That fastball misses high and inside, 1-1. Right now Ryan missing high with a lot of his pitches, just looking to try and get his step and follow through on that. His release point's just been a little too high thus far. And that one really too high as he comes high and tied on Easton. Misses over his head, and that allows the tying run to move into scoring position now. Again, both these teams' pitching staffs might be more and more depleted at the moment. As you get further down in the tournament, sometimes you got to use your better pitchers to ensure that you get to this moment. As Ryan misses high 3-1, and not saying that anyone else that comes in is necessarily bad pitcher, just maybe not as experienced as some of your top tier pitchers would be, as Ryan today's played third, played catcher, now coming into pitch, but now he's walked back-to-back batters. Put runners at first and second base, and now you're going to deal with the toughest part of this order. As Baker and Obi have absolutely torched the ball both times up today. And that's where if you're Flood Elite, you have to consider where you're at in the batting order as you just walk the number 9 and number 10 hitters in the lineup in order to get back up to the top of the order. Again, throwing strikes just such a huge part of championship rounds of baseball. Right now, both sides have had their issues trying to find the strike zone this evening. Now Baker had a triple to lead off the game and then a single to left field his last time up. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. An even bigger danger for Ryan right now is that you literally have nowhere to kind of put these guys. Yes, you can walk Baker here, but then you load the bases for Obi in that instance. Now when he pumps in for a strike, 1-1. Baker even had a pair of hits in the last game against the Ohio Elite team. Now snap throw down to first, and in time they end up picking off Easton, and he was off the bag so far. I'm not sure why he was leaning so far off of first base with a runner at second, but what a heads-up play by Nagy to fire down and cut him down and retire him to end the top of the fourth inning, and you end up not getting an at-bat from Baker at that point. He'll now lead off the fifth inning, but a wasted opportunity with runners at first and second and a chance to maybe tie this game or take the lead, but Flood City will take the lead into the bottom of the fourth as we'll be back after this. You're watching the Battle for the Bats Championship game right here on Video Productions. Go ahead. Bottom of the fourth inning we head, and Flood City clinging to a 5-4 lead here in the championship game of the Battle of the Bats tournament. Chris Kidd with you as new pitcher on the mound is Sheridan, as this pitch laced into right field, coming on, stutter stepping and making the grab is Easton for the first out of the inning, as they retire Connor Blow to lead things off. So it's the second fly out of the game for Connor Blow. Now to bring up Cooper Ryan, who grounded out back to the pitcher his last time up, as he hit that hard hit ball right back up the middle off of Obi's shoe. And that great stop by Obi, and hurt himself a little on the play, but ended up being okay. As this one's going to be a slow chopper, going to be a real tough play. Martin bare hands, throws on the run. What a play by Hunter Martin. Unbelievable job by him over at third base that time. Just a bare hand stab and throw over to first. And I shouldn't say Hunter Martin. Again, we don't have the first name listed for Brumfield's team. Again, we just had the last names, unfortunately. But Martin over at third for Brumfield, making a tremendous play that time, matching what Hunter Martin did from Flood City last inning. So Cooper Ryan retired after he had made a couple of great web gems earlier today. Now you get Ryan Nagy standing in as you take another look at it here. Again, just a slow roller up the third base side and against his body, too. What a job and what a stretch, too, over at first base by Jackson in order to help him out on that. But to be able to throw that type of a strike from that position was really athletic play. That went in for a strike to Nagy. Nagy singled hard back up the middle in the second inning. That one fouled off to the right. I believe count now at 2-2. Actually 3-2, excuse me. As Sheridan has battled from behind here to even this count up. Ball 4 low. So a 2-out walk mirrors what happened in the top half of the inning. Again, Ryan was able to get the first two batters out quickly, then walked Collins and Easton and nearly walked himself into trouble before the pickoff throw at first base. Now it'll be Tariq Moore coming to the plate. He struck out in his first appearance. He takes a strike, 0-1. This one hit hard towards second base, and nice job by Collins. That ball could have easily ate him up, but he was able to stay down with it, throw over to first in time for out number 3. So quick inning there, and a quick fourth inning overall as we head to the top of the fifth inning. Still a 5-4 lead for Flood City here in the championship game of the Battle of the Bats tournament. You're watching live with us from Clarksburg, West Virginia, right here on Video Productions. Top of the fifth inning we go, and it's still a tight affair as Flood City leading Ohio Elite Brumfield 5-4. Chris Kidd with you. First pitch swinging by Baker and rips it into left field for his third hit of the evening. As we said, he was up with first and second and 2 outs last inning, but the pickoff throw to first base was able to end the inning and keep his bat at bay. So if you're Flood City, you'd much rather see him and Obi with nobody on base as opposed to runners on. So Flood City was able to dodge a bullet, but now they have to face both anyway as Baker and Obi are 5 for 5 today combined. Obi pops one straight up, but it looks like it's going to get out of play, and it will. As both Baker and Obi tripled in the first inning. with Obi scoring Baker on his triple. Then in the third inning, they both singled, one to left field, one to right field. Now Baker singles to left field again. Let's see if Obi matches him once again, as the shadows have completely crept across the field now. As the light's still not on, still not totally needed, as we're just about 10 minutes after 7 right now here in Clarksburg. It's Baker out to a solid lead. Let's see if he takes off here. That one in for a strike, 1-2. Again, Obi has only been put out one time today. He was 3 for 4 in the first game. That one misses on the inside corner. He had a pair of doubles and a single and 2 RBIs in that game, and now a single, a triple, and an RBI in this game. And there he strikes out, snap throw to first, gets by and into right field, and Baker will now move over to second base as a quick throw in, almost gets there in time. But they might have had Baker had the throw been true that time, but Nagy had to hurry it because he knew that Baker would get back quickly. They do strike out Obi, however, which is a positive, but you do give up the base to second. They were a hair from pulling off a big double play right there. Now the batter will be Martin. Martin lined out to second base and then had an RBI single to left field in the third inning. That's an RBI opportunity here as he chops one off the plate. Martin had that tremendous play at third base last half inning. Normally after you make a good play in the field, typically it tends to spill over into an at-bat. Let's see if that's the case for Martin as well here. As he calls time and steps out. Swing and a miss as Martin took a heavy cut at that one and came up empty. He falls behind 0-2. He lunges for that one and fouls it out of play. Ryan might have been able to sneak that one by him, and Martin did the smart thing and just got a piece of it to stay alive. This one hit between third and short. Going to be a tough play fielded there by Ryan, but they're not going to get Martin as Baker moves over to third as well. So an infield single for Martin puts runners at the corners now. Still one out. And Sheridan will be the batter. He's got 2 RBIs in this game already. He had an RBI ground out to short and then had an RBI sac fly to right field his last time up. And has an opportunity for another RBI with Baker standing at third base here. Brumfield looking to tie this game up in the top of the 5th inning. If not, take the lead. As a runner takes off, they'll throw down to second and not in time. And Baker held at third that time as well. So interesting on both ends. A little bit surprised that they threw down and then a little bit surprised that Baker didn't take off for home on the throw after he saw that it went past the pitcher. Martin just barely able to get in under that throw as Nagy had a nice throw down to second on one hop and just barely got in underneath it. This one hit towards short. Baker breaks for home. He'll score standing up as Ryan goes to first in time for out number 2. But once again, Sheridan gets the job done and drives in the run to even things up at 5 apiece. He's now got 3 RBIs in the game and helps himself out as he's now in on the mound. Now Hildebrand will look to try and give Ohio Elite the lead back. Hildebrand, 1 for 2, grounded out to second base and singled on the infield his last time up. First pitch in for a strike from Ryan, 0-1. That one misses low. Nice block, though, by Nagy. That ball would have squirted further away to the left. That might have allowed the runner to score from third. But Martin holds still. Here comes the 1-1 offering. This is high, 2-1. That misses well outside, and now here comes Martin to the plate. Throw over is not going to be in time, and Martin scores to give Ohio Elite Brumfield the lead back at 6-5. And Nagy made that a closer play than it looked like it was going to be at first. Made a good throw over to Ryan on that, but right in front of us, we could see that Martin did get his foot in before the tag was applied. And now the base is cleared with Hildebrand still up. So he'll take a strike. Now the count runs full at 3-2. It's ball 4 outside, and Hildebrand will reach. The inning will continue now with Nagel coming up. He'll be the 6th batter to come to the plate this inning. Once again, the top of this order for Brumfield has done damage in every inning that they've been up, the 1st, 3rd, and now the 5th. And Ryan, this is outside, 1-0. Takes a look over at first, and not much of a lead over there that time, but able to get back easily was Hildebrand. Now gets out to a bigger lead over at first. He'll stay. This one lifted shallow center field as Moore backs up on it, and he'll catch it right on the edge of the infield for out number 3. But a pair of hits and a passed ball give Ohio Elite Brumfield the lead back at 6-5 as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Right after this, as you're watching the Battle for the Bats Championship game with us right here on Video Productions.
Time Sports invites you to the 2021 baseball season. This is your time, your opportunity, your chance to take the field with some of the most elite youth baseball teams in the region. You do not want to miss this opportunity. Join us in 2021. Be part of a better future. USSSA sanctioned events, West Virginia State Power Rankings, PBR scouted events, premier venues, and much more. For more information, visit us at www.tournamenttimesports.com. Tournament Time Sports, investing in West Virginia youth baseball.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Nora May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Bottom of the fifth inning we head. It's a 6-5 lead for Brumfield. As Flood City looking to fight back here in this championship contest. Chris Kidd with you for our final game of this tournament. Again, it's been 4 games today, starting this morning at about 10:45 a.m. and now a champion close to being crowned, as Mason File will lead things off, the 11th batter in this order for Flood City, as he hit into a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Now 2-0 the count, as Sheridan now works with the lead for the first time since he's entered the game. This one hit into right field, and that's going to get him for a hit, as ranging over is Easton to cut it off. But File with a big leadoff hit here in the bottom of the fifth inning now brings up Hunter Forcellini. As Forcellini walked in the third inning to lead things off. As he lays down a bunt right back up the middle, turns, fires to second, and able to get the lead runner. Heads up play by Sheridan that time in order to get File and get rid of the lead runner. It wasn't a bad sneak attack bunt by Forcellini that time, but it just went right back to Sheridan. He had the presence of mind to turn and fire and get the lead runner out. Now things get back to the top of the order with Luke Raho. He's 1 for 2 today. Singled his last time up as he takes a curveball for a strike, 0-1. Raho grounded out to shortstop and then singled to center field in the third inning. That one misses in the dirt. Nice stop by Melvin. Forcellini will hold at first base. Curveball misses from Sheridan. 2-1 the count. It's tying run for Flood City at first base. There's a fastball in for a strike, 2-2. Now Raho and Sheridan both kind of staring each other down. One was ready, then one wasn't, so they'll step out and try and restart here as Raho gets back in. 2-2 the count. Swung on, hit toward short, fielded there by Wiley for one, over to first, and in time, double play. As a 6-4-3 double play ends the bottom of the fifth inning, as Wiley to Collins to Jackson, and a big turn there, and that sends us to the sixth inning with Ohio Elite Brumfield still clinging to a 1-run lead at 6-5. We'll be back after this as you are watching the Battle for the Bats championship game right here live on Video Productions.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
Tournament Time Sports invites you to the 2021 baseball season. This is your time, your opportunity, your chance to take the field with some of the most elite youth baseball teams in the region. You do not want to miss this opportunity. Join us in 2021. Be part of a better future. USSSA sanctioned events, West Virginia State Power Rankings, PBR scouted events, premier venues, and much more. For more information visit us at www.tournamenttimesports.com. Tournament Time Sports. Investing in West Virginia youth baseball.
It's getting late here in Clarksburg, and it is a 6-5 lead for Ohio Elite Brumfield over Flood City Elite in the championship game of the 16 and under boys bracket. Chris Kidd with you, with Tim Roy and Colin Heatherly, our cameraman, Butch Mounts, our engineer and glad-hander extraordinaire down on the field right now. Butch going around talking with everyone as Easton crushes this one down the left field line, but that's going to hook foul and nearly left the ballpark as it landed just shy of the yellow marker out there in the outfield. So that one had a chance as soon as it left the bat. Missed going out of the park by about maybe 2 feet. But nevertheless hooked it into foul territory as Ben Ryan still on the hill for Flood City, trying to keep this at a 1-run game. So that one hits right off of home plate and skips back behind everybody. 1-1 the count. Jackson today is 0 for 2. He struck out in the second inning and then grounded out in that great play by Hunter Martin in the fourth inning. Jackson made that good defensive play. He fouls that one off towards third base side, but Jackson made that nice defensive play in foul territory a couple innings ago as well. That ended the inning. And a threat from Flood City when they had first and second. Again, Ryan misses low and skips one in, counting out 2-2. He's facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters to lead off this inning. That one missed over the head of Jackson, now 3-2. Now full count. That one lifted out of play behind us as Jackson stays live. So Ryan will head back to the mound and deal with another payoff pitch here to the first baseman from Brumfield. And that one's going to miss well outside, ball 4. So a leadoff walk to start things off here in the top of the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Melvin. And that's the 5th walk issued by Flood City pitching here in this game, and they're going to bring on, and looks like a courtesy runner. Stratton will come on. And 4 walks on the other end for Ohio Elite. Now Stratton will run over at first base as Ohio Elite Brumfield looking to add on to their lead here as it stands at 6-5 in the top of the 6th inning. Again, not sure what the delay is here, but now Melvin able to get into the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 today. Struck out in the 2nd inning, grounded out to first base to start off the 4th inning. He squared the bunt and pulls back, so it looks as if they're going to try and move the runner over. See if they can get that insurance run in. Let's see if he does it again here. And Ryan's got to be careful if he falls behind 2-0. They may not attempt it again, and he drops it in for a strike as Melvin pulled back at the last second, thinking that pitch might miss. He does get it down this time. It goes right back to the pitcher. Instead, he'll go over to first base and get the sure thing, as it would have been a little tough going to second. He might have been able to get Stratton out at second base, but Ryan elects to go ahead and get the sure out at first, and they retire Melvin for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Collins. Collins has walked both times he's been up today. Again, walked against Martin and then walked against Ryan his next time up. And now both step out and step off. First offering to Collins, foul back into the screen, 0-1. Collins has made several key defensive plays out at second base today for Ohio Elite, including help turn that double play to end the inning. That pitch misses low, count even at 1-1 strike. Ryan rolls through the signs with Nagy, now gets what he wants. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as Collins fouls it off, tried to check his swing. As Ryan gets ahead now, 1-2, trying to pitch around this leadoff walk to Jackson. He'd love a strikeout right here. Again, he's only got one thus far, and of all people, it was Obi that he struck out. That pitch misses high, 2-2. And I just say that because of how hot Obi has been today at the plate. Try and missed upstairs with that fastball. Now let's see what he comes with here on 2-2. And this is high and inside again with a fastball, 3-2. So again, Collins has been the walk king today. Let's see if he can earn a third walk here. This one's going to get into right field, and that's going to fall for a hit. They're going to round the runner home. The throw comes in, and it will not be in time. And Collins gets out to second base on the RBI single to bring in Stratton, and that gives Ohio Elite a little bit of breathing room now here in the top of the sixth inning. So Collins gets a pitch that he could fight off and pushed it into right field. File came on and made the best play he could to try and get the runner at home, but Stratton had just enough speed to get there. And now if you're Ohio Elite, you might be in a position to break this game wide open as Easton comes to the plate. Still with only one out. And after Easton, you get things back to Baker and Obi. And if they get up with runners on, then Flood City could be in a lot of trouble with the way that those two have swung the bat today. So this right here is a key batter for Ben Ryan, as Easton is hit into a fielder's choice and walked in the fourth inning. Now he gets in on the action as he hits one hard to left field, but right at Rejo. Great job by him reading that. He's had a couple of tough balls to try and assess out in left field today that have been hard-hit line drives, but he's been able to find them quite well. And a big job by him to be able to make that grab for the second out. So now you get Baker coming up with a runner at second. Baker 3 for 3 today A triple in the first inning, a single in the third inning, and a single in the fifth inning, all of them to left field. The triple getting into the gap in left center field. And now time called as here comes a visit to the mound. And we'll see if this is it for Ben Ryan or not. And it appears it will be, so it looks like we're going to have a pitching change take place here. So while Ben Ryan changes positions and they change pitchers, we'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you're watching the Battle for the Bats championship game with us right here on Video Productions. Connor Blau now in to try and keep this lead at 2 for Ohio Elite. And Baker, who's been extremely dangerous all day long, stands in. That first pitch looked good, but apparently just missed inside. So now Blau falls behind 1-0. Comes back with another breaking ball. This time it catches, so 1-1 the count. Again, Baker 3 for 3 today in this contest. Was 2 for 3 in the first game. That curveball misses outside from Blau, 2-1. And Flood City trailing by 2, trying to keep it that way. Runner at second base with 2 outs. Baker fouls that one off of one of the steel beams right over top. It looked like it was going to get over and behind the top of the press box, but ricocheted back into play. So that was that loud thud you heard. So the count now 2-2. Can Blau be the first person to retire Baker in this contest? Nope, it ends up hitting Baker in the arm. So that'll put runners at first and second, still with 2 outs, and now you get Obi coming back up. Again, Obi 2 for 3 in this game. RBI triple to left, single to right in the third, and then struck out in his last plate appearance against Ryan. He's hit some towering fly balls today in both games. He was only put out one time in the first game. So he's 5 for 7 overall in today's action. Now gets head 2-0 here against Blau. Takes a big cut at that one, ends up fouling it over into the netting. So 2 balls and 1 strike now against Obi. That one misses, and now the count runs to 3-1. So Blau in danger here of loading the bases, and still not out of the woods after this. You got Martin waiting on deck, who's 2 for 3 today, and was robbed on the only out that he had where he was lined out. Obi fouls it out of play to the right again, 3-2. Again, Ohio Elite Brumfield trying to blow this game open right here. Flood City trying to keep this at a competitive distance. They trail it 7-5. The payoff pitch rocketed right back at Blau, and oh my goodness, what a catch. And thankfully for him and his future, he made that catch. That was a line drive right back at him, and that was a heck of a grab by Blau on that. A hard hit ball by Obi, and just great reflexes by Blau in order to retire Obi and keep this at a 7-5 contest. We'll be back after this for the bottom of the 6th inning as you're watching with us right here live on Video Productions. First pitch swinging here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Greninger flies out to center field for the first out. In a 7-5 ball game, Ohio Elite Brumfield leading. Let's take a look here at our instant replay of that last out of last inning again. Look at the reflexes by Blau, and man, that one came right back at him faster than it went to Obi that time on that off-speed pitch as Obi just crushed it. Unfortunately for Blau, he had the reflexes to be able to make that snag for out number 3. That would have at least added one more run for Ohio Elite. But now this keeps Flood City in striking distance as Ethan Janidlo, 1 for 1 today, walked in the first inning. then had a 2 RBI double. That gave them the lead at 5-4 back in the third inning. But since then, the last 3 runs have gone to Ohio Elite. And Janid Loeb pops one into shallow center field. Going to be a long run here for Baker, and he's able to track it down. Again, looked like a play at first that Collins might go after, but Baker called everybody off as he's got those long strides. And able to make the grab for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As Sheridan has done a great job in relief since coming in. And now the cleanup hitter Ben Ryan stands in. Ryan 1 for 2. Had a single on the infield and then flew out to right field. Count 1-0. It's Flood City down to their last 4 outs now. Sheridan misses low, 2-0. That one catches on the outside, 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss as he gets Ryan to chase after that one. So Sheridan looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Still have not had a 1-2-3 inning on either side here in either half inning. Now Sheridan steps off as Ryan steps out as well. As we said, each half inning's been a tough affair on both sides. Ryan able to get out of the way of that pitch, and now it'll run full at 3-2. So Ryan trying to reach and bring the tying run to the plate as Alec Frovel stands on deck. And ball 4. Looked like the entire infield for Ohio Elite thought that was strike 3 as everyone was taking off to the left. But evidently just missed. That'll keep the inning alive for Flood City, and now Alec Frovel will come in. And Frovel today, an RBI sac fly in the first inning and a walk in the third inning. This curveball misses outside, 1-0. Now, if you're Sheridan, you're thinking you got to bear down here. As we said, the walks have been costly tonight on both ends. That one catches for a strike, 1-1. That one misses low and away, 2-1. Then you've got Braden Kormanich on deck, who had a 2 RBI double in the first inning. As this one lifted high in the air to right field, now backing up on it, trying to find it, and able to come up with it was Easton. Boy, that was an adventure for him out in right field that time. As that ball kept dancing and drifting, and Easton was able to get under it and make the grab for out number 3. And now we head to the 7th inning with Ohio Elite still leading it 7-5 over Flood City. We'll be back after this. You're watching the championship game here from Clarksburg, West Virginia, the Battle for the Bats tournament right here on Video Productions. Top of the 7th inning, 7-5 to lead for Ohio Elite out of Brumfield. Chris Kidd with you. That first pitch finds the seats and finds an unsuspecting patron. They were a little scared off by that landing, but no harm done, thankfully. Count 0-1 as it'll be Martin to lead things off. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Ohio Elite Brumfield. That pitch misses high as Blau still in relief. Trying to keep this at a 2-run game. Martin hammers one into left center field, backing up. That one getting over the head of the defenders, and that one's going to get up against the wall, almost out of the ballpark, as Martin leads off with a towering double here in the top of the 7th inning. And Martin now 3 for 4 in this contest. He has been just as lethal as Baker and Obi in this game. And Martin, back in the first inning, he hit a massive line drive out towards second base that Blau robbed him of. That would have been a hit. After that, Martin came back with an RBI single to left, an infield single, and now a massive double as he gets a little revenge on Blau, who robbed him earlier. Now you get Sheridan coming to the plate. Sheridan has 3 RBIs today, an RBI ground out, an RBI sac fly, and an RBI ground out again. And here he is once more with a chance to pick up an RBI with a base hit. A chance to give himself a little bit more of a cushion as he looks to close things out in the bottom of the 7th. Blau's pitch misses inside, 2-0. Foul it out. That'll be off to the right side that time. Again, they've done a good job here at Salem University, again, getting a lot of the netting up around where a lot of the cars are parked, just in case, as one of our guys found out the hard way over the Little League tournament a few weeks ago, as that pitch misses and gets away. And that'll allow Martin to move on over to third. So now Ohio Elite in prime position here to add on to their lead. Gives Sheridan a nice cushion heading into the bottom of the 7th inning when we should be heading there. Still nobody out here in the top of the 7th. A 3-1 pitch now coming to Sheridan. He hits this one high in the air into shallow right. Going to be a tough play, getting over towards the line and can't make it as Fowl overran it a little bit, and that's going to bring in the run from third as Martin will score. Again, Fowl did a great job getting over to that ball. It was a long haul to get over there, but it looked like he maybe overran it by a step by the time he got there. And Sheridan helps his own cause out. And still nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning as Hildebrand will come to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today, grounded out in the first, singled in the third, and then walked in the 5th. He fouls the first pitch out of play from Blau. That was a wild pitch, but what a snag by Nagy that time, as that pitch looked like it just got stuck in Blau's hand and just veered straight off to the left that time, but Nagy with a great backhand stop to keep the runner at first. Now it looks like a stray ball comes in from the bullpen over on the left side as third base coach comes out to stop it. Now they're going to bring in a courtesy runner here. Stratton will come in to run for Sheridan as they want him to get his rest, as he'll come out to pitch in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a smart move there by the Brumfield coaching staff. Stratton scored a run earlier in this game. Quick throw over to first, but not in time as Stratton. Not out to a big lead, but just checking on him anyway. This one roped into left field, and that'll be a hit for Hildebrand. So 3 straight hits to start this inning for Ohio Elite Brumfield, and now that'll bring up Nagel. And Nagel 1 for 3 today, had an infield hit in the second inning, lined out to left field in the third inning, and popped out to second base in his last plate appearance, and now here comes another visit to the mound. Let's see if this is it for Blau or not in this situation. They've used 3 pitchers, and now they will use 4 pitchers, as new pitcher will be on his way shortly. As we'll see who they hand it over to in this spot. Again, not totally sure. Maybe Rayho that's coming in here. Well, while the pitching change takes place, we'll step aside for a quick break and be back after this as you're watching the Battle for the Bats Championship game with us right here on Video Productions. So Rayho in to pitch now for Flood City, as they are trying desperately to keep this game within striking distance right now, but already 1 run in here in the top of the 7th inning. 3 straight hits to begin this inning, and still nobody out as Nagel squaring to bunt, trying to move the runners over, lays down a beauty of a bunt, but no, they say it was fouled off. Instead, Nagy was getting out of there quickly to try and throw over to first. Nagel 1 for 3, as we said today. Single, a line out to left field, and then a pop out to second base. Just trying to move these runners over, and yet again another conference on both sides. It's now ready to go, 1-1 count. And Nagel can't lay it down again. Now 1-2 counts. Let's see if they turn him loose here to swing, or if they attempt it one more time. Again, if he fouls one into foul ground with a bunt, then that will be strike 3. So it looks like they're going to allow him to swing away here. And Nagel fouls it out of play to the right. Again, a double by Martin off the wall in left center field, an RBI single by Sheridan, and then a single to left field by Hildebrand. That's where we've got to thus far here in the top of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Rayho able to put away Nagel for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Jackson. Jackson 0 for 2 today. He struck out in the 2nd inning, grounded out to 3rd in the 4th inning, and then walked to lead off the 6th inning. That one misses inside and gets away. Runners will move up. No throw by Nagy, and smart move by him not to throw on that. You see a lot of players around this age group will try and force something after those situations, but Nagy wisely saw that he didn't really have a chance to get either runner and just decided to eat it. But now that pass ball moves the runners up anyway after Nagel couldn't get down the sack bunt. Now Jackson, base hit here, could effectively put this game out of reach. 1-1 the count now. Rejo now thinking strikeout probably more than anything as the infield playing in. Fastball misses high to Jackson, 2-1. Now Jackson calls time and steps out. Foul one straight back and out of play. 2-2 the count. Jackson upset with himself. He thought he had a chance to really drive that ball and just got under it. That one misses over his head, 3-2. So Rejo's the fourth pitcher that's been used here in this ball game for Flood City. Trying to get the second out right here, but won't do so as he walks Jackson, and that loads the bases. So the second walk given up to Jackson today, and now it'll be Melvin's turn. It's now the sixth walk given up by Flood City pitching today as there's a swing and a miss by Melvin. Quickly, Rejo gets himself ahead 0-2 on Melvin. Melvin struck out in the second inning, grounded out to first in the fourth inning, and then had a sacrifice bunt last inning that helped lead to a run. But he goes down swinging this time, and a big strikeout for Rejo with the bases juiced, and now it'll bring up Collins, and Collins was able to come through with the RBI single last inning. That extended the lead to 7-5 at that time. The infield returns to normal depth, and there's a strike on the outside corner by Rejo, 0-1. Collins 1 for 1. He walked in the second inning and walked in the fourth inning before that RBI bloop single in the sixth. Tries to check his swing, but even if he went around, looked like a strike anyway, so 0-2 the count. What a job by Rejo coming in. Bases loaded and one out after he gave up the initial walk and comes back to strike out Melvin and Collins to keep this at a 3-run game. But now Flood City's got to come up with some offense and come up with it in a hurry as they head towards their final chance here in this championship game. We'll be back for the finale right after this as you're watching the Battle for the Bats championship game right here on Video Productions.
Tournament Time Sports invites you to the 2021 baseball season. This is your time, your opportunity, your chance to take the field with some of the most elite youth baseball teams in the region. You do not want to miss this opportunity. Join us in 2021. Be part of a better future. USSSA sanctioned events. West Virginia State Power Rankings. PBR scouted events. Premier venues. And much more. For more information visit us at www.tournamenttimesports.com. Tournament Time Sports. Investing in West Virginia youth baseball.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Nora May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Woo!
Ohio Elite Brumfield, three outs away from claiming this championship here from Clarksburg, West Virginia, in Clarksburg City Park. Chris Kidd with you. Butch Mounts, our engineer, Tim Roy, and Colin Heatherly, our cameramen for today's action, as we've been here since this morning awaiting a champion. And now it's up to Sheridan to find these three outs as Braden Kormanich stands in. Quickly falls behind 0-2 as Kormanich had a 2 RBI double into right center field back in the first inning and popped out on the great defensive play by Jackson. Back in the third, is this one going to be a slow tapper, going to be a tough play, fielded cleanly, thrown over by Sheridan in time for out number one. So Ohio Elite now 2 outs away, and Connor Blow will be the batter, or Blau rather, excuse me. As Blau flew out to left field and flew out to right field in his 2 at-bats today. Sheridan comes right after him with a fastball. He's not messing around right now as he gets hit 0-1. Comes with a fastball again, but this one misses a little outside. 1-1 the count. Breaking ball misses a little high as it crosses the plate. 2-1. There's a fastball fouled out of play by Blau. 2-2 now the count. Sheridan looking for the second out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Swung on and hit into center field, and that's going to fall in for a hit as Blau gets a big 1-out hit to try and get a rally going here for Flood City. Now the batter will be Cooper Ryan. He grounded out back to the pitcher and grounded out to third base in his 2 plate appearances today. Has been phenomenal glove in the field. Now trying to get his bat going here to see if Flood City can mount a comeback. They need 3 this inning to keep the game alive. And misses and gets away almost. Melvin, though, with a good stop to keep it in front of him. Counting out 1-1. That one misses low, 2-1. So now suddenly Sheridan having a little issue finding the strike zone. He fell behind on Blau and ended up giving him something he could hit. And now he's falling behind to Ryan. And now he falls further behind Ryan, 3-1. So all of a sudden, if Ryan can reach, Flood City Elite would have some life here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Again, they need 3 runs to tie this game. 4 would actually win it. As Ryan calls for time. Let's see if he's taking here on 3-1. That one's ball 4, and now you've got runners at first and second with 1 out. And the batter now will be Ryan Nagy. Nagy singled to center and walked in the 4th inning. And now here comes a visit to the mound. Sheridan got the first out quickly and now has run into some problems here as he gave up a single to Blau and now a walk to Ryan. I'd say they'll stick with him in this situation, but just trying to get everyone calmed down. So again, Flood City trying to come back here as they took the lead at 3-2 in the first inning and then 5-4 in the third inning. But since then has been shut out. Nagy finally climbs in here as first and second. He represents the tying run. Fastball misses low, and Sheridan now continuing to have his struggles after starting out this inning so strong. It's 1-0 count. That fastball misses high, 2-0. So things have gotten hairy in a hurry here in the bottom of the seventh inning after what looked like perhaps a clean start for Ohio elite Brumfield. Now all of a sudden the tying run's at the plate, and there's a fastball from Sheridan that catches 2-1. You've got Tariq Moore, the number 10 hitter in the lineup, standing on deck. That one chopped foul towards the left, 2-2 the count. This game nearing 2.5 hours now. So here comes the pitch. Swung on a missed strike three, a big strikeout there for Sheridan as he comes from behind to get Nagy after falling behind 2-0. And now perhaps the last hope for Flood City stands in, and Tariq Moore. Moore 0 for 2. Struck out in the second and grounded out to second base in the fourth inning. He takes a strike, 0-1. Again, had an RBI single in the semifinals earlier today. This one ripped into center field, and that's going to fall for a hit. Runners will hold at their bases as slipping was Blau, and he'll get back over. And that keeps Flood City alive for now as the tying run now on base and the potential winning run now at home plate. As File will be the man to step in. File had a single to right field his last time up, and that fastball misses high, 1-0. So if he finds a gapper right here, this game would be tied. If he could launch one over the wall, talk about your dramatic walk-offs of all time. And now he gets himself ahead 2-0. File now climbs back in. Sheridan ready. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. And now you could walk the potential championship winning run onto first base here. If Sheridan can't find the strike zone, you'd imagine File's going to be taking all the way here. And he does, and that walks in a run. So all of a sudden, things have turned quickly here. It's 8-6. Bases still loaded and 2 outs. And here comes another visit to the mound. Could this be it for Sheridan? And it looks like it's going to be it for Sheridan as they're going to make a change here. And what a pivotal moment for this. As the winning run stands at first base with the bases loaded for Flood City, while Ohio Elite is just 1 out away from taking the title. It looks like we'll have a new pitcher coming up here, as looks as if they're going to go with Baker. And why not? Again, Baker has carried this team offensively here today with 3 hits, along with being a hit batter. And Now trying to pick up the last out of this game in order to preserve this championship. So again, you see the strategy being talked about all throughout by both teams right now. Again, all this started with one out. In the bottom of the 7th inning, it was a ground up by Cormanich to start things, and then Blau singled, Cooper Ryan walked, Nagy struck out, and then a single by Moore, and then a walk to File with the bases loaded. Brings up Hunter Forcellini. Forcellini walked earlier in this game and had a sacrifice bunt, but if Forcellini reaches, that gets things back to the top of the order for Flood City. So now Forcellini will climb in. Here we go. First pitch from Baker misses low, 1-0. You can hear the crowd into it now. Here's the 1-0. That fastball in from Baker for a strike, 1-1. So Baker now climbs back in, trying to preserve this final out. Misses inside with a fastball, 2-1. Forcellini could be a base hit away from tying this game up. He's a gap shot away from winning this game. Ohio Elite, 2 strikes away from winning it. There's a fastball, catches on the inside corner, and now Ohio Elite 1 strike away. 2-2 the count. Baker fires. Ball 3 high. Well, you can't ask for more drama than this. 8-6 Ohio Elite, bases loaded, 2 outs, and here comes a payoff pitch. Runners go. Fouled off by Forcellini as he keeps himself alive. There's the extra caveat now. The runners will be in motion on the pitch. And if anything should find the gap now, that is definitely going to score all 3 for Flood City. Here we go again, the 3-2. Ball 4 inside. And it is now a 1-run game, and Luke Rejo is coming to the dish. Back-to-back walks with the bases loaded has now cut this to a 1-run game. And if you're Flood City, a base hit could win it now. As File stands out at second base, as a potential winning run, Tariq Moore at third base is the tying run. But now if you're Baker, you've got to find the strike zone. And he doesn't hear it, it gets away. It kicks away, and we're all tied at 8 apiece. Unbelievable turn of events here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Flood City, who is down to their last out, trailing 8-5, now find themselves all even at 8 apiece and the potential winning run over at third base. And now they're going to intentionally walk Rejo to load the bases back up, and there you see it. The pass ball got away, and there was no play at all at home plate. And they're going to roll the dice and go against Kevin Greninger here in this situation. File at third. First pitch in for a strike from Baker, 0-1. Ohio Elite had this championship in their back pocket and now are seeing it possibly slip away as that pitch misses high, 1-1. And you think back to last inning or the top of the inning, Ohio Elite had bases loaded and 1 out and couldn't get an extra run across, and how costly does that look now? The 1-1 to Greninger. Nice stop by Melvin that time, as that one was inside and low, and he was able to come up with it, or else File might have been charging home. Now the 2-1 pitch. Misses high, ball 3. And there's no chance on earth that Greninger is going to be swinging at this pitch. I'd be willing to bet every cent in my wallet right now he'll be taking. Baker's got to find a way to put this across. The 3-1. Oh, he does swing at it. Thankfully, I don't have any money in my wallet right now. I'm surprised they turned him loose at 3-1 right there. But now the entire championship rests on this pitch, as it is 8-8 in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 3-run rally by Flood City Elite. And now a ball here would give them the championship. A hit would give them a championship. Here's the payoff. Ball 4! And Flood City, unbelievably, has come from behind to win this game 9-8 and steal this championship in a most improbable way. Unbelievable finish. And it was 4 straight walks that did end Ohio Elite in this game. We said it all game long that walks had come back to burn these teams. And boy, did that prove to be the case here in the bottom of the 7th. 5 walks given up by Ohio Elite here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As you recap it, it was led off by a ground out by Kormanich to get the first out. Blau with a huge hit to get a runner on base and get a little momentum for themselves. Then the walk to Cooper Ryan, the strikeout to Nagy. So you have first and second, 2 outs, and an 8-5 lead. And then things unraveled fast. Tariq Moore with a single to load the bases. File walked with the bases loaded. Hunter Forcellini walked with the bases loaded. All of a sudden it's 8-7. And then you get the passed ball that ties the game up at 8. They intentionally walk Rejo. And then on 3-2, Greninger walks as well to take this 16 and under title, and one of the more dramatic finishes that you'll see in travel ball play. And what a heartbreaking loss for Ohio Elite after having this game and this tournament on their racket, so to speak. They fall just short in another tight and dramatic game, as all 3 of these from the semifinals to the finals ended in some of the more unbelievable ways that you could imagine. But it's Flood City Elite that takes the title 9-8 over Ohio Elite Brumfield. Well, we want to thank you for being with us this weekend here on Video Productions. Again, it was a fun and long Saturday and Sunday, but you know what? It wouldn't want to spend it anywhere else than at the ballpark, watching and playing sports and having a good time. And I tell you what, we were really treated to 3 tremendous ball games to close out this tournament. So congratulations to Ohio Elite Brumfield, and obviously congratulations to Flood City Elite for taking the title here 9-8 from Clarksburg City Park. So we'd like to thank everyone for helping us bring you this action this weekend. And for everyone with us here on Video Productions, Butch Mounts, along with Tim Roy, along with Colin Heatherly, I'm Chris Kidd saying so long from Clarksburg, West Virginia, as Flood City Elite claims the 16 and under title here at the Battle of the Bats Championship, as you've been watching with us live right here on Video Productions.